So grab your whiskey, grab your wine, grab your beer, grab whatever you want. This is going to be a long and nasty video, but nasty in a good way. So stay with me, I unbox this beautiful guitar, let you know everything I know about it. I talk about its history, I talk about its specialty, I talk about everything I know. And I play some demos and drink some single malt scotch. And I'm so sorry for the longer than usual break, but I've been fighting with this disease, you know, that is all around the globe and unfortunately affected many millions of people, and unfortunately many millions of people died, including some very good friends of us and some family members as well. But as I promised many times in my videos, when it appeared, when I started feeling the first symptoms, I welcomed that motherfucker with this 12 years old single malt scotch. And I tell you what, folks, it didn't like it. It didn't like Rolly's treatment. So I won the battle and I'm back and I'm stronger than ever. So if you're happy to see me back, and if you're happy to see me, and if you're happy to see this latest new video, just drop me a thumbs up. Drop me a thumbs up for a winner against this loser virus. So Rolly's treatment, 12 years old, single malt scotch, really works. I'm stronger than ever and I need strength because this is a serious motherfucker here in this box. A serious guitar, I tell you what. So first of all, this is not a new guitar. It's not a new guitar because Gibson, after about 70 years in production, they stopped building these guitars about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. So it's impossible to buy a new one, but you don't want to buy a new one because the old ones, they're really, I mean, these are fucking amazing. These were Gibson custom shop made guitars. As you can see it on the hard case as well. So the hard case got some age-related issues, like my face. My face got some age-related issues as well, and this hard case got some age-related issues. But it, as I can tell, all latches work, and yeah, it's got some marks everywhere. But it adds up to the mojo, and this guitar is a mojo champion. I tell you what, folks, it's a mojo champion. So let's open the case and let's see what's the condition of this beauty. Let's see what's inside. Movie is very excited when I can open a case for a very special guitar that doesn't come up too often. And here you go, moment of truth. I tell you what, folks, also the other reason why I bought this guitar is not just about it's very hard to find and it's very rare when you can find a guitar of this kind, but its color. I haven't seen this guitar in this color, and this makes it ultra rare because this color is this color was very limited and it didn't come up too often. So let's see how impressive that is. It was very impressive on the photos. But before I open the hard case, can you just please support my work, support my art, and give me a thumbs up just to celebrate Rolly is back and Rolly won the fight against that motherfucker virus. Drop me a survivor thumbs. Survivor thumbs up. But let's open the case now. Hello, beauty. Oh, mamma mia. It looks even better than I thought, guys. Oh my God. Oh. This is my problem. I always fell in love with my stock, and guys, this color, oh man, let's see. Let's just take it out. Let's just take it out. Oh man, this color, wine red, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what's the name of this color. But when I first saw it, I just fall in love with it immediately. It was love for the first sight, because I was born in a famous wine area, and this color just reminds me the area. You know, it reminds my birthplace. This color reminds my birthplace, where everything is about wines. And I tell you what, folks, this archtop, these F-holes, the figuring, that's the other thing. Many, I gotta say, most of the ES-175 guitars, most of them got plain maple, but this is a beautiful figured maple, wine red color. It's, for the first sight, it looks like it's a very well looked after guitar. Because let's see if I can see any big marks or damages, any serious ones, like repairing, because you know these are fully hollow body guitars. So if you don't look after them, you can cause some serious structural damages. But absolutely, this is a beautiful, clean example. Not even, I tell you what, folks, not even buckle marks on the back. Absolutely fucking zero. I like it. Whoever was the previous owner of this beauty really deserves my respect, because he or she, whoever was the previous owner of this beautiful instrument, deserves my respect and deserves a bit of whiskey drinking from me. Oh man, very well looked after instrument. I tell you what, nothing on the top either. I can't see any big marks or anything serious. There are some polishable, these are more like dirt marks, I think, from the fingers, a bit of grease, bit of dirt from the fingers. These can be polished out easily with a bit of guitar polishing products. Yeah, obviously on the scratch plate there are some marks. No big dings. That's the big thing. That's the big thing. Nothing on the headstock either. Many guitars got some little marks on the headstock as people just move around and hit the roof or something. Nothing. No, obviously there's no neck breakage or anything. The neck is clean as well. I tell you what, folks, this guitar is easily 9 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10, because no big marks on it. Fantastic. Now this is an interesting thing though. This is an interesting thing. So this guitar was built in, I think, as far as I know, it was built in 2012. And in that era, the rosewood wasn't too dark, so they used this, I don't know, lighter dark rosewood. It's rosewood, it's proper rosewood, so it's not a replacement or anything. It's rosewood, but not too dark like the modern ones. You can make them much darker. For example, I always use Fender Custom Shop guitar polishing products, and they got a dedicated product for the fretboard, and that turns it beautiful and dark, and that genuinely moisturizes the fretboard and makes it darker as well. So I'm going to do. I don't really mind. I obviously I prefer darker fretboard, but it's it's not a deal breaker for me. Obviously it's not in tune, I have to tune it up, but the first impression, the color is just wonderful, and it doesn't come up too often. I have to say, I haven't seen many of these at all. I probably one or two in the last 10 years in this color. So Gibson debuted this guitar in 1949. Can you imagine? 1949, and it was dropped from production in 2019. So long history. But the major change on this guitar, and the moment when it became a legend and a very sought after instrument, happened in 1957. 1957, when Gibson installed humbuckers in this guitar, proper beautiful PEF Alnico humbuckers. And maybe this is the reason, but in 2012, when this particular guitar was built, Gibson used classic 57 pickups in this instrument. That was like a new take on those very early PEF humbuckers, obviously with modern technology, so never going to sound the same as the old Alnico magnets and whatever wiring and everything. But classic 57 pickups are in this guitar, and those pickups are great. They are great, very warm, very vintage. The only thing I'm not 100% sure about the classic 57 pickups is the amount of bass it has. Those pickups have. Tell you what, it's really pokey, it's a really bassy. Probably that turns the pickup to like a very vintage, very warm sounding instrument, but it has a bit, for my ears, a tad too much bass. So make sure you turn the bass down on your amplifier, otherwise, especially on the neck pickup, it's going to push the bass too much. You know, and too much bass is never a good thing in music, because bass should be played by the bass guitar instead of a very boomy pokey pickup. But if you turn the bass down on your amplifier, if you make sure the low end stays tight, then these pickups are wonderful, very vintage sounding ones. So yes, so this was production for 70 years, and this was like how do you say? I don't want to say affordable version, because You know, the most expensive Gibson jazz guitars were the L4 and L5 and even L6 existed. I'm not sure, but L4 and L5. But those were, I mean, horrendously expensive. Still they are. So if you can find an L4 below 5 grand, buy it immediately, because those are ultra expensive guitars. So this was like a more affordable version, more achievable version. And also those guitars, so the L4 and L5 and all those guitars were like proper solid wood and hand carved them. So they took the mahogany and then hand carved them, while the ES models, the ES-335, 345, 355, 165, it is, so all these ES models got laminated construction. So the top, the back, and the sides are pressed together. So a sheet of maple, a sheet of poplar, and another sheet of maple pressed and glued together. And that technology makes it much more, how do you say, obviously it's much faster construction, because there's a big pressing machine, and that presses, instead of hand carving one piece of wood or using a carving machine, even that is much slower. So the laminated construction on these guitars made it cheaper, more affordable, more available, but it had a massive advantage what people really liked and guitarists really liked in that time. This laminated construction helped a lot, decreasing the feedback, decreasing the feedback loop, what the loud amplifiers and the small stages caused and cause nowadays as well. Anytime when we play somewhere and I had to turn up the amp, I had to make sure there are no feedbacks, and it's kind of hard to achieve it. So this is a big hollow body jazz guitar, and the L5 and the L4 are even bigger, and with the big hollow body construction they are ultra sensitive for the feedbacks, while this one with the laminated construction, it helped to reducing the feedback. So it helped to lowering the cost of the guitar, and it helped to lowering the feedback issues, or make it more usable in smaller stages and louder amplifiers. Obviously that time jazz guitarists really wanted to have like a loud, big, massive, huge, clean headroom, like 100 watt amplifiers. Yes, so big amplifiers turned up, and they wanted to stay clean without feedbacks, and these guitars were much better for those scenarios than the L4 and L5s, and also they were available and achievable, and still a lot of money, because still this is a beautiful arch top, so a lot of work into it, a lot of work into the went into the construction. But yeah, so that's kind of the history. And since then, Gibson produced these guitars from Nashville, from Memphis, from where was this made? Let's see. Yes, so this is from the Memphis custom shop from 2012. Beautiful guitar. So for all those luthiers who worked hard at the Gibson Custom in Memphis, I think they moved the production to Nashville now, but whoever built these guitars, these are just wonderful. These definitely have the mojo. I mean, I can play on this all night long, one tune after the other, and all. You know what? This is the magic in this guitar. For some reason, you don't want to play like stupid, overused riffs or just something bad on it. You just not allowed to play bad on it. There's definitely magic in this hollow body construction, in this old school Gibson hollow body construction. It emphasizes all the nuances, you know what? The good ones and the bad ones as well. So that's what I noticed when I was playing these licks, you know. I had to be ultra focused and cautious just not to play bad vibratos and bad dead notes on this guitar, because it just emphasizes everything. It's a very honest instrument, probably one of the most honest instrument on this planet. Big massive body, but hollow, so all these little nuances, every little extras, beautiful nice overtones, you know, it produces it all. It also doesn't have too big frets, means that the strings are not sliding on the frets only. It has very much more wood in it. If you put a too tall frets onto a guitar, it has less woodiness from the fretboard, but this is perfectly balanced. So you have to make sure all those bendings and vibratos and everything are dead accurate. It's a very honest instrument, probably the most honest instrument I ever played on. Beautiful wine. I should drink wine instead of whiskey just for this beauty, but hey, that's how it happens today. That's how it's happening now. Hope you like this instrument, guys. I'm going to shoot a long review video later. In a few days, you know, I have to spend a bit of time with this instrument. Need to put new strings on it. I really like to adjust. I really like to spend time on the settings, on the setup, you know, and it's going to become more mine. And yes, so later, a few weeks time, I'm going to shoot a long review video with this instrument when we spent a bit of time together. You know what? When we moved together and spent some time together. So stay with me, subscribe to my channel, and drop me a survivor thumbs up. Rock and roll. Hope you like this video. Bye bye. Bye bye.